Hey budget gardeners, Vita Loki here. Join me today as we dig up, transplant, divide, and move some penstemon. So let's go. Penstemon is also known as digitalis, and it is hardy here where I live in New Hampshire Zone 5B. Although it thrives in full sun, it also will do well in part sun or even part shade conditions. But when it comes to the foliage, which you can sometimes get in a red or even purple color, you want to make sure you're placing the plant in full sun so that you get that striking dark foliage. The plant usually blooms in the early spring or late summer months, and the variety that I have is called Husker Red. It's actually native to me here in New Hampshire. I currently have this plant in a number of places. Let's go on a field trip and I'm going to show you where I have it. I can't be the only one that has an area of my yard that's overgrown like this. Let's go in for a closer look. Amongst this weedy mess is Beauty, and here she is. The plan for today is to dig her up and divide her. We're going to move her to a better place where she can really shine. But before we do that, I want to show you some other areas of my yard. Here we are at my backyard plant nursery. It's actually up along the driveway on the right. I sell a bunch of plants in here, but I also hold over plants that I want to add to my own garden space. I'm going to bring you in for a closer look. So in this area are a whole bunch more of the Husker Red Penstemon. These were actually dug up last year from that weedy spot, and then I planted them up. So we're actually going to be grabbing all of these and getting these planted as well. This past winter, I sowed a bunch more seeds using the winter sowing process. If you're not sure what that is, I'll put a link to the video down below. But these are more seedlings of the Husker Red Penstemon that I sowed for my friend Pam, who also has a backyard plant nursery. When it comes to these, I'm planning to pot these up, and I'm going to do that outside of this video. And I'm just showing you this in case you have penstemon growing in your yard and you're not sure what to look for when it comes to the little seedlings. Even though spring or early fall are the best time to divide or move around your foxglove beardtongue, I'm doing it during the middle of summer. And the reason is I want to just get these plants established in their new area. If they're out here in the weedy area of my garden, I'm going to forget about them. Also, the ones that are in my plant nursery, they really should come out of their pots. They were placed in there temporarily. And as I have an area in my garden where I'm seeing that the foxglove will look beautiful, I figured now is a great time. The big thing is if you are going to move around your penstemon during the middle of summer, just make sure you're giving it plenty of water while it establishes itself. So I'm just going to use this large shovel and I'm going to dig near the plant but not directly at the base of it. I don't want to break or destroy the crown of the plant. So we're just going to go ahead and dig it up. This is a plant that likes to self-seed itself. So I will come in on a different day and I'll just check around and see if there are any little baby seedlings of this plant in this garden bed. There's definitely going to be a lot of weeds that come along with this plant, but we're going to take it out of this area and then we can go ahead and take out all the weeds, any grass that's in here. And I brought a bucket just so I can place the plants in here temporarily. I'm looking around and I am noticing a few more plants here, so let's go after those. After a while, you'll start to learn what the plants look like at the base. In other words, when you have little seedlings in your yard of different plants, you start to figure out what they are, that they're not actually weeds, but they're just baby plants that maybe didn't bloom this year. And let's just dig out the last couple that I see in this area. The area that we're digging these from is a shady area. I would say it's full shade. And we're going to be moving them into a part sun location. So they're going to be much happier in their new home. We're currently in my barn where it's a little bit cooler, a little bit shadier. We have had a very, very hot summer for New Hampshire. So I'm just doing this job in an area where it's much cooler. All I'm doing is I'm taking off any of the, basically the grass or the weeds that are at the base of the plant. So if you were doing something similar, if you had a plant in your yard, and it could be this plant, it could be a different plant, I definitely recommend removing any weeds. You don't want to bring along any hitchhikers as you make a transplant from one area to another area. Also, I'm doing this job in a shady area or a location, and I think that's important because on these days where it's very sunny and very hot in the middle of summer, I don't want to have my plant going under any more additional stress. So by doing this job in the shade, the plant can at least breathe a little bit. It's not as stressful on the plant. That's a close-up of what the seed pod looks like. And I want you to see that it's a green color. These seed pods are not ready to be harvested for the seeds. I'll put a link to that video in the description in case you're interested in collecting your own seeds. But for today, what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be deadheading this plant. I'm not sure if it's going to rebloom for me or not. I've never been very good about deadheading my penstemon, so I'm just going to go ahead and deadhead it and we'll see if it reblooms for us. So let's say you have this plant in your landscape and it's done blooming. You don't want to collect the seeds and you want to have it hopefully rebloom, or you don't want it to set seed all over your yard. So what we're going to do is remove the seed pods that are being formed, and you want to just follow the stem down to the next set of leaves. They can be this set of leaves or the next ones down. It's really up to you. So using my hand pruners, I'm just going to cut right here above that set of leaves. I actually want to take this opportunity to show you my process for dividing the plant. You could divide it a few ways. One way is to use something like hand pruners. And I want you to notice at the base of this plant here, we have some roots. And at the base of this plant here on the left, we also have some roots. So you could just come right in the center and snip or cut. And when you do that, you want to then just pull the plants apart very gently. And that's an easy method to do if you have a small amount of plants. In this case, we just turned one plant into two. Now, say you have this big patch, a huge patch out in your landscape, and you want to divide it. Then another option you could do, especially if you don't want to be dividing them down to single plants, is if this was in your landscape or if you dug up a big piece, either way, you could take a shovel and you could cut right down in the middle to turn one big piece into two pieces. But in this case where we have it already dug up, you could use something like this. And this is called a hand pruning saw. The brand name is Corona, but there are a lot of different brands out there. I bought this on Amazon. If you press this button right here and then pull, it opens it up. And I love using this tool for dividing a lot of my perennials. And what you could do is just look for an area where you could make a nice clean division. So I'm looking somewhere around in here, and I would cut right down the center. It might happen that you end up breaking a plant where the top comes off and it has no roots. Sometimes that's inevitable, and that's okay. It happens. So I'm just going to use my hand pruning saw, and I want to be careful because it's sharp. So we turned this one big plant into two big plants. We could continue dividing them down, or we could just plant them back in the landscape like this. Now, you could do the same thing if you bought a potted plant, you took it out of the pot. You could definitely come in and divide that plant as well. There's really no right or wrong on how much you want to divide your plant. Personally, I love dividing my plants down to single plants. You don't have to do that. If you want more of an impact, you can leave it at 3 or 4 plants per grouping. Now that I've shown you that, I'm going to divide them down more and then we're going to get them planted. Not bad at all. We ended up with 9 adult plants on this side. And I call them adult because they bloomed this year. And then we ended up with 4 smaller plants. I would call them seedlings. They might be 1 or 2-year-old seedlings, but nevertheless, they didn't bloom for us this year. And the hope is next year they'll bloom for us. Here we are at what I call the long border. This is part sun to full sun. So it is a perfect place for us to plant the penstemon. When it comes to the color of the leaves on the penstemon, I believe they're going to be more vibrant, a darker red, being in their new home. But time will tell. And I think that they're going to be a nice complement in this area. What I also like about the penstemon is the flowers. When it does bloom, it has a white color flower. And I think the leaves coupled with the flowers will look really pretty in this space. The plan is to just tuck them in, and I'm going to tuck them in towards the center of the bed. Since they get around 2 to 3 feet in height, the center of the bed would be perfect. There really is no rhyme or reason in where I'm putting these plants. I just know that I want to have them spaced out enough so that they add a little bit of interest in this garden. and I want them to have interest all the way down along the whole entire length of the long border. So I'm just using a small hand shovel, and I'm only digging it deep enough so that the roots are just beneath soil level. You want to divide your penstemon every 3 to 5 years. And the reason is you want it to be a nice, vigorous plant. Like many other perennials, if you don't divide your penstemon every 3 to 5 years, what you might end up having is a lot of foliage, but not enough flowers. Just make sure you're giving your plant plenty of water over the next many days because it's undergoing a lot of stress and the water will help it establish itself. Let's go ahead and add another one right in here. If you had a potted plant, you would be doing the same thing. You want to basically plant it as deep as the plant was in its pot. Make sure that you're giving that plant plenty of water after you've planted it in the landscape. For fertilizer, I like to use 10-10-10, and I apply it at the bottom of the plant, not directly at the base, but at the drip line, in the early spring months, just as the plant is starting to wake up. Penstemon is a herbaceous perennial. What that means is it will die back to the ground when it's dormant during the winter months. You can leave the foliage up during the fall, winter months, or you can cut it back. It's really up to you. Some people also like to leave the seed pods on there for interest. Okay, friends, it's getting pretty hot outside. Let me finish up this job. I love making videos like this because I hope that it inspires you. I love to show you my process for dividing plants because you can't go wrong. That's how you fill your flower beds. You do it on a budget by dividing plants. You don't have to divide them down to a single plant, but definitely divide your plants every 3 to 5 years. It's better off for the plant, and it gives you or family members or friends free plants. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them down below, and I want to hear from you. Do you have penstemon in your yard? If so, which variety? And do you have it in a full sun, part shade condition? And how is it doing? And until the next video, make it a great day with gardening.